Good morning, boys and girls. So yesterday we talked about how we've been working on pieces, but we are going to really be working on now making books like the awesome authors we are. So we're not just gonna work on one page, we're gonna work on multiple pages about the same topic. So yesterday I brainstormed. I thought to myself, what do I know a lot about? What can I teach you about? And I decided the topic I'm going to write about is Arizona, where I was born and where I grew up. So today, I'm gonna start my book. I don't know if you remember, but yesterday I talked about what I know about Arizona, and I said that I know about the plants, I know about the animals, and I know about the different places. So today, the first page is going to be plants. I know that most of you have probably never seen Arizona, never been to Arizona. So instead of just drawing pictures of these plants, first I want to show you what they really look like, because I'm not the best artist. So if I just draw it, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to really see what it is. So I'm going to show you real pictures of them, and then I'm going to draw on my paper. So let's get started. The plants I've decided to write about are cactus. All of them are different types of cactus. So I'm going to show you which ones I chose. This one is a saguaro cactus. These are endangered. That means they're almost all gone. So it's actually illegal to cut them down. That means it's against the law to cut down these. If you cut one down, someone could call the police and you'll have to pay a lot of money for cutting it down. They're really tall. It looks like they have arms and they have needles on them. So you gotta be really careful around the cactus because it could really hurt you. So that is what a saguaro cactus looks like. The next one is a prickly pear. This kind of cactus people eat. Yeah, they're called nopales. You just take off the needles, yeah, and you have to cook it. You could grill it, you could fry it. There's all different ways you can cook it, but these are ones that people eat. Yummy. Prickly pears. And the last one is a teddy bear cholla. Now, it kind of looks fluffy. However, these are not something you want to cuddle with. They're also called jumping cactus. They look fluffy, but it's because they have little needles sticking out of them. Okay, they're really thin. They're called jumping because the joints, that means where they connect to the different pieces, they're easily cracked and they fall apart easily. So if you accidentally get stuck to one or one gets stuck to you, what's gonna happen is it's gonna come off of its cactus and stay on you. So that is not something you wanna bump into on accident because it'll stick to you and it'll hurt. So this is the jumping cactus. And those are the three plants that I'm going to draw you pictures of. The three plants that I know about in Arizona. First, I showed you a saguaro. So I'm going to draw a saguaro. I said they're tall and they have kind of arms. So that's what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna draw something really tall. It has arms. Like that. It also has needles. So I'm going to draw lines on here like to show needles, because you really don't want to touch these or any of the cactus, because they can hurt you. So if you ever visit Arizona, don't touch them. Some people that visit Arizona don't realize how much they hurt, and some of the tourists there end up touching them because I guess they just don't believe how much they hurt. And then they get covered in needles. It looks a little light, but don't worry, I am going to color it so you can see it. Even saw our picture, it was a kind of green color. The plants in Arizona kind of have the same general colors. They're like a greenish and a brown. That's so that they blend in. Animals are the same colors too, because they try to blend in with what's around them to keep themselves safe. So first we have our saguaro, and then I said prickly pears. Now, prickly pears, they were kind of round, like this, and then they connect to each other. Yeah, and whoops, the prickly pears, have balls on the top, like this. So there's my prickly pear. Should I color it in? You know what? I am, but first I'm gonna put some needles on there because again, prickly pears have needles and you do not want to touch them. And if you do, be very careful. People do eat them, so they do touch them, but they're very careful. There's a way to get them in order to eat them. All right. The next one I talked about was the jumping cactus. The teddy bear cactus. That is not something you want to cuddle with. That one was a little bit of a different color. Yeah, almost had a whitish tint because of all the needles. It made it look fluffy, but again, you don't want to touch that one. Don't ever touch it. If you go to Arizona, never, ever, ever, ever try to touch that. You got to stay away from those. So, the jumping cactus. Now, it's kind of like the prickly pear in the way that it attaches to each other like that. So prickly pears are a little more round or oval, but these ones are long like this. I'm gonna put, now this one's a little tricky, yeah? So I'm gonna put a whole bunch like this to make it look like it's kind of fluffy. But it's also scary at the same time. It looks fluffy, but it's not something you want to touch. Don't ever touch it. I know some friends that I went to college with that were from the East Coast. And when they had friends visit, they would try to convince their East Coast friends to touch different kinds of cactus. Not very nice, but they would try to convince them that the jumping cactus was actually fluffy because it's called the teddy bear cactus. And sometimes people would actually touch them. Not a very nice joke, but I knew people that did it. All right, so I'm gonna color it more of a lighter green because it kind of looked fluffy and like a whitish tint. So there are my 3 plants that I decided to show you. The saguaro cactus, the prickly pear, and the jumping cactus or the teddy bear cholla. All right. What else can I do with this? What's my next step? Yeah, I need to label them. I told you what they were, right? That's how you know, and I showed you pictures. But if some stranger came in and looked at my work, they would know what I was talking about. Unless they were from Arizona too. So, saguaro. Saguaro. That's S. So I'm gonna write S next to my saguaro. I'm going to concentrate on just putting the first letter because a lot of the names of plants and animals in Arizona have both a native influence in the way words are both pronounced and written and a Spanish influence. So it's a little harder for us to sound the words out in English. So we're going to concentrate on finding that first sound. So for saguaro, it's S. Next, we're going to do the prickly pear. Prickly pear. So let's start with prickly. 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 Yes, P. So we're going to put a P right here. The next is the teddy bear cholla, or the jumping cactus. We're gonna do jumping. I prefer to call it the jumping cactus. It's kind of a myth, it doesn't actually jump, but I'm gonna go with jumping cactus. So jumping, jumping, J. So I'm gonna write a J there. All right, I started my labels. Look good so far? Yeah? All right. So, we're gonna go ahead and end it there, and we will work on our piece tomorrow. So for tonight, I want you to start your picture. So yesterday, you was supposed to have had thought really hard about your topic, and you were supposed to pick a topic and think of 3 things you can tell us about your topic. Just like I decided my topic is Arizona, and the 3 things I was going to teach you is about plants, animals, and places in Arizona. So you were supposed to pick your topic and then 3 things to write about in your topic. Today, after this, I want you to draw your first page, to work on your first page. What is the first thing you wanted to teach us about your topic? Then draw a picture, put it on paper, and try your best to label it, okay? Sound good? Yeah, all right. I will see you tomorrow.